Welcome to another episode of Heimdall's Watch, brought to you by a debilitating fear of the outside world.
Last session, you guys left the library of Nyarlathotep, and yes, thank you, and travelled via a ley line path laid out by him back to Earth. On the way, passing via the shattered remains of the moon, which you guys are obviously familiar with. Kind of looks like a sort of like a teethy maw, like Pac-Man with big sharp teeth, essentially. If you want a description,
That's an evocative image. Thank you.
Yeah. And when given the opportunity to either sort of veer towards Gesserek or towards Gnome Village, or the other, which was further south, you chose the road untravelled so far and head further south.
Leland's all about new experiences, but he hasn't fucked up in the new places yet.
Yes, I like the.
I said yet.
You've got potential.
You guys arrive in a land you are unfamiliar with. It is a lot more sort of warm, sunny, somewhat, aside from the smoking mountain in the further south and the small spot fires all the way through the landscape, and the ashen grapes on the grapevines. Aside from those things, this place is great. While you're there, Poppet had a voice in his head,
It happens.
urging him to, well, essentially attack and try and kill the other members of his party.
Kill and kill again.
Yeah.
We've all had those voices.
The voices asked him to kill again.
We've all been that voice.
A bit of an engagement happened there. Some magic was used in creative ways to encourage Poppet to let go of this corruptive force, which he has. By the way, I can't remember if I've done it or not, but you don't currently have the gift of corruption in your inventory anymore. I can't remember if I've removed it or not.
You haven't.
I haven't. You don't have it now.
But no takes his backsies.
I will take and give what I damn well please.
He's the DM giveth and the DM taketh away, like a Jesus does.
I've been robbed.
Like a Jesus. I've had this comparison made before. I haven't, and I don't want to make that.
Like a
that
Jesus
thing.
touched for the very first time.
Like a Jesus.
Woo.
Sacrilegious for the... Well, probably not the first time.
It's actually pronounced Jesus.
But yeah, so...
That's right, then we're being escorted to... somewhere safe?
After the whole engagement with Poppet, the troops, the local troops, a band of Dragonborn, arrived and assumed that two of you were adults attacking a child.
It's true.
And intervened and took you into custody and protected Poppet from further attack.
I like this place.
You would.
That's right, they keep the cute little boy.
Yes.
But yeah,
But then we proved to the dragons our vast magical prowess.
yes,
That
'cause
we
you
could
did
in
what
fact
Dimension Door.
teleport. Because they tested the one person that could in fact teleport.
Well, you all can teleport in some form.
Conditionally.
Established. But I believe we left off with these guys saying that you need to be taken to their main base.
Mm-hmm. That's where we're headed.
Their stronghold in the north.
Yes.
I believe that's where we left off.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. The captain is talking to the adults in the room. So Poppet, sorry, and they're like, We need to take you to the stronghold.
Is this
Problem is, sorry, you go.
Is this like an arrest situation? Is this like escorting us for our own good and like that's the only place it's safe, or is this an arrest situation? Because that's really going to dictate my response to what's to
Kicking and screaming, please.
For now, I am requesting that you come along with us. But if you refuse, we can call this an arrest.
Well, it's a good thing we can't teleport out of here then, isn't there? Let's go. As we have not demonstrated it all yet at all.
But for you, and as you guys sort of can see that, like outside, like you can start seeing the darkness of dusk start to set in. Like the sun is beginning to dip down and the lights begin to fade away. As the captain's like, but we can't go until morning.
Why? Why can't we go now?
It's not safe at night.
So we're just gonna steal this farmhouse and just like sleep here?
Oh, it's not currently occupied.
That's illegal.
Oh wait, yeah, there was dead bodies in here. I remember it.
Well, it's just us now.
And you basically look down and there is basically like scuffed marks of this ash that's been worked into the floorboards and worked through the gaps in the floor through to the ground underneath.
So just walking back to the previous thing, why is it unsafe at night? Like, is that a particular... what's going on? What's the deal with nighttime?
What's the deal?
He goes, oh, give me 2 seconds, I need to set up. And he starts like signaling to some of the a couple of his troops to basically take up watches at the two entry doors into the building. Ever since the cult and their magics, the escape of the Titans is it's made it dangerous to go out at night. Like people just go missing. They'll walk into a shadow and then they're no longer.
Ooh, spooky.
Fair enough. I'll look around. It's like a little farmhouse and stuff.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
in. I'll find I'm imagining there's a bed somewhere in a corner.
There's a couple of beds. There was a family setup. There's essentially like you've got like a kitchen area,
Okay.
which leads into a sort of like an eating or gathering area. Then there's 2 sleeping quarters off to the side. It's basically a 3-room building.
Okay. I'm gonna find what looks like the master bedroom, and I'm just gonna go, alright, dibs on this room, and I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna lie down on the bed. Stretching out, like
Dusting off all the ash.
testing like the mattress, going, ooh, I like this.
It's basically a straw mattress. It's pretty simple. It's this straw stuffed within hessian.
I've slept on worse.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Lila's gonna go lie down, get a kip in. We're not going anywhere. I got dibs on this bed. You all heard it. I got dibs.
So, sleep then, because when this guard rotation comes off, you're going to need to vacate that space. We're hot cotting.
Is that like a thing where like you pull the covers up really tight after you've had a spicy meal and I don't know how you dragons do it, but I'm not really into that sort of thing.
You're thinking of hotboxing.
No, there's a limited number of beds, and everyone needs a turn. So get your sleep. Be ready to get out when you're woken.
Yeah, Leland's like turned around and gone to make himself comfortable without really listening to that last part.
Hana, Poppet, what are you doing?
I'll go stand in a corner somewhere and meditate.
Yeah, I'll just find somewhere to sleep.
Play with your blocks because you're a child.
Okay, I'll just play with my knives.
Ah.
And and then go up to sleep.
One of them sees that you're basically going to, like looking to go to bed as well, Poppet, and they sort of they shepherd you along to what looks like the children's room, and like settles you into
If I fit,
into a space.
Tucks you in all nice and cozy.
It's like pats you a little bit on the forehead. It's like, now sleep well, little one. You're going to need your rest because it's a long walk over to the stronghold.
Thank you very much for looking after us.
Oh, of course. It's a pleasure. We don't get to look after little ones often.
God, I hate you, Poppet.
I love this.
He's been through some hard times and just somebody who's being nice.
It's been a big day, okay?
Oh, it's been a very big day.
It's been a big day
for such a little boy.
He lost his soul and then got it back. So it's been a bit stressful.
Sometimes in the middle of Ragnarok, you just want someone to pat you on the head and take care of you.
Yeah.
Just a big, strong dragonborn to...
It's definitely one of the things that Thor is quoted as saying. I just want to have a rest, a little rest. Someone to kiss me on my forehead and make my boo-boos go away.
Tuck him in bed and, yeah.
You've always said that, Ryan.
I said Thor, not me.
Whatever.
You're projecting.
I was projecting any harder, you could put PowerPoint presentations through me.
It's a good line.
It's not mine.
Well, it's a good one anyway.
So
long rest?
essentially
Peaceful
long
level
rest.
God.
You guys are going to
hallelujah.
have enough time to long rest because I figured you guys might have been a little bit beaten up at this point.
I have nothing. Nothing.
How are you looking, Hannah? Is this important to you at all?
I always like having maximum hit points.
How far off maximum were you anyway?
Oh, 5. No, I think like 20 points of damage at some point throughout the course. I think I've healed at some points. I've cast some spells, so yeah, it's good to be fully charged.
I got some hit points back too.
Do I recover my exhaustion? Add 1 level.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what sleep. Hey, I don't want to. I know sometimes these rules are hard to sort of map onto real world events, but sleeping makes you less
Yeah, no,
tired.
it prompted me. Requires food and drink. When I went to do the long rest, it prompted that it required food and drink to be able to do that.
Bullshit rule.
You have
Got a muesli
traveling
bar?
rations anyway. You got yourself a little protein bar and a
little snack pack.
and a little snack
They gave me a
pack, yeah.
popper and a snack pack. Happy Meal.
Undefined jerky.
Mystery meat.
But you, Hana, you are sort of in a meditative state, so your senses are still there. You're still be able to listen out and everything like that, rather than a conscious state of action.
Gonna meditate, my eyes open, staring at someone.
You got that horrible thing where you don't blink for like 8 minutes at a time, and then do this one really slow one because your eyes are drying out a little bit,
But do I go?
like the frogs.
Yeah.
Also, like your pose for meditating is weirdly like middle fingers up in front of you. Instead of like a that, it's like a that. Funny.
I can get behind that.
Drowse, man. What are you gonna do?
Meditate. Oh, and stab.
Hana, can you give me perception?
I can't. Oh, I'm gonna press the little theme, or what's it? 24.
24. You hear a pair of the guards that are set at the front door of the building just sort of talking between each other, and they're basically like, do you see that one? There's movement. Something at the end of the vines. Yeah, it turns about. We need to stand guard. If we move off, the captain will be angry. The first one's back again. It's like, yes, but if we can, you stand here, keep an eye on me, and I'll go chase off whatever it is. And
Yeah, definitely splitting up is a good idea. I've seen movies. That's always a great idea in movies.
Now, if I had my 4 hours rest or am I still in the middle of it? Just kind of overheard
You're
this.
good. You're good.
Nice. Is the door open or is it closed? Like, it hasn't been knocked at the hinges or anything like that?
It's closed, but you can sort of just hear them at the other side. It's not a very sturdy door. It's a little farmhouse. It's not made to withstand much more than a light breeze.
I'm going to sneak up to the door with stealth.
Please roll that, please.
Yeah. 14.
How did you only get 14?
Because I rolled a 1. Yeah. I was just basically going to whisper, like, just kind of like, see if I could, like, just go like, I can help you look after the thing, basically, but probably heard me with that. Oh, I think it's a natural one anyway. It fails anyway.
Okay, you hear the both of them are like, huh, and one of them swings the door open and basically looking straight square at you is like, what are you doing?
What did you say?
Never you mind that. You stay safe inside.
I am inside, and quite safe. I'm fairly certain I overheard that one of you were going to go look at something. Do you need someone else to guard the front door?
They both sort of look at each other and sort of like do that whole like the sort of nod and agreements. All right.
I just then like
You
nonchalantly like lean against the door frame and go, consider the front door guarded. Then I walk away. No, I just sit there and like watch them do whatever they're going to do.
You see one of them stalk off into the darkness. You can see that quite clearly, obviously, because you are one of the very few things in this building that actually has dark vision.
Yay!
You can see him sort of like crouching down, keeping his head below like the height of the vines. He's got one hand on his on the sword that's on his hip, and he's just slowly, as he goes along, like drawing it out so it's not making a sound. In fact, here's one downside of the D&D Beyond thing at the moment. There's no DM dice set.
So you can't do this.
Not as easily.
Can you see what we roll as well? Because that'd be cool. Because then, like, if we wanted to like do stuff in secret or whatever, like passive stuff, that'd work pretty well. And the same thing for you, wouldn't it?
I'm sure there will be a way eventually. Not currently.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because you'd have like that thing you're doing with James, like that secret thing before. You can sort of use this, but you can have like him rolling stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it's a secret anyway, but it's a bit more like.
I know one of their long-term plans is actually having a digital tabletop, a little bit like your Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds, but they're not there yet.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. So he rolled pretty good. You see him sort of like stalking forwards, and yeah, like sword on, and slowly drawing out as he stalks along. And you see sort of him get to the end of the row and just sort of like looking down low, like looking both ways, and then just sort of creeps off around the corner, and around the end of the line of vines. Can you give me another perception check as you're watching him?
I can. 27.
Okay.
17 plus 10. Nice.
For the
Because
briefest
it's
moment,
night time.
well, it's nice and quiet, so you hear this. You know, this is not a seeing one; this is a hearing one. You hear like a sort of scuffle, and then like a grunt sort of sound, and then a little bit of silence.
No, you got to make these people pretend we're good at least for the time being. I mean, we are good, of course, because we're police officers. Oh. The minute I hear like that sort of thing, I'll like tap the other, because only one went off, right?
Yeah.
I'll tap the other one on the shoulder and said, "Your friend's in trouble," and I'll bolt across there. And while I'm heading over there, I can see in dark. I'm fine. So I'll just.
Yeah. Okay, so you duck off.
But if he stays by me, I'll still stay in line of sight and just see what I can see.
Okay. Are you moving with pace, or are you stealthing, or what's your approach?
I will attempt to move as fast as I possibly can, as quietly as I possibly can. So I have
So
to take
both.
Roll me
what's
stealth
then
with
stealth?
disadvantage, then.
disadvantage.
Yes, please.
27. Ah. I hate this dice set. A natural 1. Another 14. Another natural 1. This thing sucks. I hate it. Can I uninstall and reinstall?
You need dice.
If only there was some sort of other physical way I could do this.
What did people do before this? Computers.
Okay, you basically like creep along, and then all of a sudden you just like hear this crunch sound under your foot as you've stepped on like some offcut from the last pruning of the vines.
Ah, fuck.
And you hear this sort of crack, this dry crack, and also the bushes next to you sort of rustle slightly. You just get this like rush of like sooty ash just like hit the ground as it does that little sort of ash flow across the floor.
Oh yeah,
coating you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah.
And you just hear it sort of like when you pour like dry ash out on the ground.
Yeah,
you
that's
sort
what.
of
Yeah,
see that big puff of dust sort of going ahead of the breeze. So basically, like the tops of your feet are coated with this ash. The Dragonborn that snuck off ahead then sort of comes around the corner and is like, "What are you doing?"
I heard a noise sounding like a scuffle.
Oh. No, that. There's some thing here, and it just... As soon as I got around here, just chased it off.
Can I do a insight check?
You can do an insight
And-
check.
Here is where I roll a natural 20.
Is it, though?
It is not. It's a 5.
Making that your total is 5, or...
No, you see... Yeah, total of 5.
Don't do that thing. Don't do
I was kind of like...
Okay. You look at him as like... He looks... Yeah. Like he's telling you what's going on. Like, he got around here, there was something there that he chased off.
Cool. Alright, everything's fine then. Your mate's missing you.
You should get back to the house.
So should
Not
you.
say- Where do you think I'm going?
Let's go there together then.
After you.
No, after you, I insist.
Very well. You see him sort of like walk on ahead of you.
I'll walk behind him, stealthily. 4. This dice program hates me and I don't like it anymore.
He says until
Yeah.
he rolls his first fucking 3 20s in a row.
I've been rolling like a bunch of random, like before we started actually rolling dice that mattered. I have not seen anything. Like, I haven't seen it till 20 yet.
They exist. It's a random number generator, so it will randomly generate
Yeah,
numbers.
Or it's not a random number generator, and it is specifically screwing with you. It's
It
very
comes up with a
easy.
B when you get 20.
Very easy to like just not. It's actually kind of challenging to make computers produce random numbers. It's actually a lot easier just to make something screw with someone in a weird pattern.
Specifically, you know, the David Goder on the other side of the computer.
Oh,
I mean,
Well,
Google
that's-
knows what you did.
That's
That's-
that's actually true. We're trying to do
Google
it
knows
before,
what
and now
we've
we're
all
telling
done.
real things. What we've done and where we did it.
They know where you sinned.
it's true.
Yeah.
They know about the other thing too, Goiter.
That's true.
They do know what you did last summer.
Yeah, it's in your location history.
Yes, I agree. Like, our privacy laws have slowly been eroded away, and now nothing but data and numbers. It's quite scary.
No.
Anyway.
No. Metadata. That's how you're not supposed to be scared of it, because it's just metadata.
Got him.
Getting a
So
little
it's not
political.
little details; it's just big picture.
That's okay then.
The big picture is exactly where you were and when you were there.
And what you were doing. And who you were with.
Yep. Anyway, so I'll follow that guy behind us and go back to the farmstead.
Okay. You make it basically follow this guy up, and he sort of stops and looks at his guard partner, and it's like, don't know what it was. It's gone now. This one should be back inside though.
But I don't want to
And
go
sort of
outside. I like it
he just sort
outside
of
at night time.
Takes a step back so he's not blocking the door. And it's like, we're here now.
No, after you.
Go
Oh,
on.
wait. No, this is the... Okay. There's still some of that ash and dust on my feet from that
Yes.
thing before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a
Wipe
little
your
cone over the
feet,
top of your-
Jesus!
You're not there. Shut up. You're not my real mum.
After you pass through the door, the door is like closed quite heavily behind you, which actually jostles you two awake.
That means no long rest for you two.
No, it's not rest. It's fine. It's not rest.
That was actually that whole thing just then was 4 hours. Weird.
It took you 4 hours to walk out there and walk back in.
It's true.
Yeah, so you guys are awake if you want to be. If you want to be, otherwise you can.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, so Ross is back down for 5 more minutes. All right, cool. Noted. Yeah. Hannah, you're the other side of this door. It has been closed fairly firmly behind you.
And the screams start.
And
Cool.
you just hear
Oh.
that sort of, chatting backwards and forwards. It's like, one's like, so, what was it that you saw? It's like, I don't know, some sort of shadow in the night. I didn't get a good look at it. And it's, so you're sure it's gone? How did you know that it's gone? It's like, well, I can't see it anymore, you tit.
This guy's great.
Cool. I'll just be on heightened alert and just kind of like listening out to see if I hear anything like going on the outside. But if it's a quiet night, I'll just be like, I guess patrolling the inside of the house, looking perhaps the window, listening and looking out myself, seeing if I can catch another glimpse of something like that.
So you're looking out the window, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So your vantage point of the window, you can't quite sort of, without actually like popping the glass out, you can't really sort of see where those two guards are sort of standing. But you can,
There we go. Still inside.
are you smashing the glass out?
No. I don't have the strength. I would literally break my arm.
This is old school glass where they made it as thick as your arm.
I'd just be like, bonk. Oh. And with my dice rolling. No,
Oh, yeah.
this is where I roll on
yeah.
a double 20, like, smash the entire house down by accident.
That's right, I'm a Dex character.
Entire wall collapses.
I can dodge the glass flying at me, but I sure as hell can't break it in the first place. Anyway, you're looking out, you're just basically seeing this sort of field of grayscale lines of vines. And every now and then you sort of see a little bit of movement. At one point you see this rabbit just like running between the lines. And you can see it being sort of stalked by an owl.
Who?
An owl. What?
I said who?
And then Ryan disconnected. And we
Yeah.
never played again.
How you doing, Ryan?
I can't believe I fell for that.
Oh. That's sustaining
Alright.
me. I'm
Alright, I'm gonna
tired
head
and
out.
hungry, but that's sustaining me.
But yeah, you see this rabbit being stalked by an owl.
We've done the joke. Let's move on.
Yeah, okay, cool. Fuck you. And
Who?
then you hear what one of the guards is like. Did you see that? And the other's like, what? Over there. Where? At the end of the rail. What?
Is that roughly where I'm
Where?
looking?
You're sort of looking off in the direction of the... So yeah, if you want to roll perception and see what they're looking for.
Sure. I just didn't know if it was like, if I'm seeing the rabbit and the owl type of thing, I'm like, it's a rabbit and an owl, but if it's something different or I'm looking at a different area.
It's a
I
one.
rolled a 12, so that is 22.
22.
I could do okay for perception, apparently. Everything else, not my night.
You're only allowed perception.
I'm only allowed to see and hear things. That's all I can do.
So you're glancing down the end of each of these rows of vines, and apart from this sort of the little bit of wildlife you saw just a brief moment ago, you're not seeing any sort of other movement, and you definitely know you got better eyesight than these two chucklefucks. What you do here, though, is the quickest sort of sound of like liquid hitting wood, and like a gurgling sound.
And where's that sound coming from?
Real close.
Like at the door close, or?
Yeah, like at the door close. Like this is real close.
And I can't, where I am currently, I can't look out and see the people
You
behind the
certainly
door.
can't.
I will. So the door's quite rickety. So if I was to go to the door, could I see through it and stuff like that? Like still, or is it
You
just
can-
like?
You can certainly try.
I was thinking like the classic like couple of beams type of door, but it'd be like a doorish, like not.
A
too
door-ass
bad.
door.
It's a door-ass door, but it's again like it's a little bit worn, a little bit warped over time. You might be able to catch a glimpse through one of the cracks.
Yep, I'll do that, and then I'll try to see if I. Well, I guess I'll do that first. So perception, see if I can see anything. The bees, the 20. I didn't roll it, but I've seen it. I know it exists. 18.
18. You're looking through this, and you can just see the back. This crack that you can look through is a little bit lower down, maybe only about 2.5, 3 foot up the door.
Yep.
No, not quite halfway up. And you can just sort of see the back edge of one of these Dragonborn's helmets. Like they're
Oh, so
down
it's-
on the ground. So like they're down and like sitting against the door. And you can sort of just see like the back peak of his helmet.
I'll see if I can open the door. I'll have sword ready. See if I can do it. Just quickly, like.
Okay.
Pull it open.
Describe how you doing this for me.
Basically, it's gonna have like. Heard the noise, quickly go on there, and just gonna try and basically. So if I see that guy on the ground, or what I think's on the ground, I'm just gonna pull that, literally like back away, and just kind of swing to the door, can open it as quickly as possible without like hitting me, obviously, and have a quick glance of what's going on.
Okay.
But you're ready to go.
Can you please roll me a dex save?
I can't. Oh no, I'm not going to say that. Oh, for fuck's sakes, 11.
11?
It wasn't a 1, but it wasn't much better. Now, well.
He's googling how he can kill you now.
Just make me roll dice. That's all you have to do tonight.
What happens when Rogue fails Dex save?
Roll to not die.
Don't worry, you're the tank of the group. You'll be fine.
Yeah. What is with that, you two? What are you doing wrong?
I'm a spellcaster.
And I'm a
Same.
monk.
Yes, but the rogue shouldn't have more. You're the monk. You should have way more than me.
I'm very little.
We've gone over this before. There's something drastically wrong with James's character sheet. We know that.
That's true.
I did it all
that's true.
myself.
Ah. We're still level 6, right, guys?
Wait, you're up to 6?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I didn't get to level up to 6.
I'm level 12.
Okay.
I'm level 12.
Help us.
Help us.
Help us.
Help us.
Okay. Hana, you take 8
Yes?
points of damage.
Aw. I don't want to.
What happened?
As she reaches for the door and starts to pull it open, the point of a sword pokes through the gap between the frame and the actual door, and basically like slashes down the side of your arm.
I will use a reaction to half that damage, so only take 1. I don't feel as bad anymore.
How did you get it down to 1? It was 8.
Don't you? Isn't it? Oh, I thought you said 3. Sorry.
No.
No. I am
Nice try though.
I thought you said
You'll
3.
halve that down to 4.
Yes, I will.
Half of
Thank
8
you
is
very
1.
much.
Everyone knows that.
I thought you said 8. It's 8, 3.
I did say 8.
I know you said.
Go to sleep, Goida. Just go to sleep.
Okay.
Just let Hana die and then we can stop. Fine. Fall on
As you're
your
sort
own
of-
sword.
Just lie down and give up.
I'll roll for the attack now.
Okay. The rest of the door sort of bursts inwards, and you see the one of the Dragonborn guards standing there with spear and shield in hand. The other one falls solidly down to the floor from the position where he was leaning against the door.
Yep. Is that guy
And there is blood just all the way down the front of his armor, and just pouring out of his throat. He is dead and exsanguinated.
and the other Dragonborn clearly looks like it's like
Oh yeah, there is a
Lovely.
shitload of blood all the way down his sword, to the point where it looks like it's been poked straight through this guy's throat and then pulled out forwards.
Yep. So
This
just make
isn't
sure-
what it looks like.
Framed, I tell ya.
You see, like the candles that are lit around inside the house sort of flicker a little bit, but you see these Dragonborn, this Dragonborn that's standing in front of you, has this sort of, normally like they've got their sort of scales and everything of the color of their flight that they've descended from, and they've just got a slight sort of like a dark version of that color beneath the scales. This here, like, it is just lined with this inky dark blackness down underneath each of the
Cool.
scales.
None of my business.
Like-
I close the door.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll do like a classic, like an Indiana Jones type of. I yell like a lot, like alarm, and rapier through his throat.
All right, let's just set
No
that
ticket.
Sorry, wrong house.
Oh, we don't want any. I gave it the office.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Sorry,
I'm
my
gonna
parents aren't home to
put
speak
this
to you right now.
encounter together. Manage characters.
Ooh, characters.
I think
Character.
I know that might be a word you've only ever seen written down, but it's not actually pronounced like that.
Oh no,
It's characters?
character.
Chaos.
Hey.
Sword. I attack with my sword.
Am I awake now, Ryan?
You certainly are.
Hell yeah.
Rise and shine.
Woo! It was that extra 5 minutes that made all the difference, though.
Mate, a power nap's good for you.
It got you the full rest.
I
Yeah.
needed a little bit of a sleep in. You know that thing where it's just like one more snooze is going to be the whole day?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that.
So you get bonus hit points for that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
just add them on right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's at least like 20.
Yeah, I was going to say 20 as well.
Yeah, that's
good
like
call,
the,
good call,
yeah,
James.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? You can have 5 of them. You can have 5 of those bonus hit points.
Oh no, I thought we
Wow.
both got 20 because we both slept in.
Oh, okay. Can I have some of yours then?
I need them. I'm squishier than you.
Are you?
Possibly.
What's
I
your
wouldn't
max?
be surprised. 75?
I'm 75 too.
Hey! So we should both get 20.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Why don't? Hold on. Why
Even
don't-
25, make it 100.
Even 25,
Even
make it
100.
it's
Even 100.
perfect.
Yeah.
You want to?
It's a lot easier that way. It's easier for everyone.
Thank you for vamping successfully for a little while there, guys.
And thank you for
That was spectacular.
allowing
No,
that
Ryan.
by
We'll
not
get to
saying
you
no.
in a minute. Fucking shut up. We need to settle this.
Oh, I'm as tough as the wizard.
Okay,
I'm actually a warlock.
so can I get your initiative rolls, please?
Oh. Let me press a button on D&D Beyond. I can re-roll that because that's a natural 1.
Oh my god.
I got a 15, Ryan.
Hannah?
15.
22.
Oh.
Damn, son.
Puppet, you're up first.
Hey! Was I led to a different room?
To what Leland's in? Yes.
To what the noise for that, the shouting and screaming from?
Yes.
Okay, so I will head out to see if I can see what's going on out there.
What you see is Hana facing the doorway, and the other side is a dragonborn with a long sword, pretty much coated in blood, and another dragonborn with less blood inside him that is now than what is now outside of him.
Am I close enough to get there, or...?
Oh yeah, it's a little place, man. You can, especially at your speed, you could probably get there and back again twice.
Do a couple of laps around the place on your way.
Cool. I haven't done this in a while. Let's punch something.
Fuck yes.
Let's punch us a dragon. That is
yes.
a
This
18
is
to hit.
Guys, you're actually fighting a dragon.
Not a dungeon though.
No dungeon.
I'll check
I mean,
the.
any room can be a dungeon.
I'll check
You've
the
got chains.
I'll check the nightstand of the room that I'm in. Maybe they've got some handcuffs or something. We can get halfway there.
Use your imagination.
Yeah. You already
Okay.
said there was candles in here.
18 to hit.
Certainly hits.
Yeah. So that'll be 6 points of damage.
Careful.
Hell yeah.
Kapow number 2.
Fucking Ninja Warrior up in here.
27 hits.
Shout, Jack Chan.
Another 10 points of damage. And then let's spend a key point to... Yeah, I've just healed. Let's do a double punch. This one's to roll. 23 hits. Sorry. Another 10 points of damage. Last hit is... I'm assuming a 12 misses.
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
Hey, James,
That last one, he sort of raises his shield up and you sort of crack your knuckle against like a hardened shield.
Ow!
I have a question, James.
Yes.
Was the reason that you haven't been punching is that you didn't want to bother with all of the dice and calculations for doing that many attacks, and now that it's all done for you, you're like, oh, I can actually fight again.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's someone else's turn in initiative.
That's fucking hilarious.
Okay. He looks down at you.
I'm a child! Don't hit me.
Oh. Oh no, you're not, Puppet. You're mine.
Oh, that old chestnut.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, your
Uh-oh.
friend came back.
Sorry,
Uh-oh.
wrong house.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
My mistake.
Who?
Bye.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I wish I could roll this up the end of you, but it's not there yet.
Why don't you just bring up... Oh, no, you can't. Don't worry about it.
Don't you just have, like,
Oof.
at least the dice on the left-hand side?
Not when I've got the combat tracker. It's not on there yet. It's all it's all coming. Okay. He launches at you with the. What's your AC?
Why don't you tell me what you rolled and I'll tell you if you hit or not?
Alright. Fair point. 17.
That hits.
Got him.
Get some armor, James.
I can't wear armor. I'll lose most of my hit points.
So that is
Or most of my AC if I wear armor.
10 points with this first strike.
Ow!
He's basically like brings the sword down on top of your head, and just like hits you with the broadside of it.
Yeah.
To the point where you get like a good sight of stars for a second.
But that's what I did to you. I don't deserve what I do to you. That's equal.
He hits you with the second one, which is 15 points this time.
It's just rude.
And then he's basically like pounds you across the head again with this thing. So he's playing fucking slapsies with your face with a sword. And then he basically goes to whack you with the shield.
What?
21 hits.
Yes. I thought that was damage.
Okay, so there's 5, 9. Sorry. Yeah, 9 points of bludgeoning damage this time.
Yep.
And can you give me a strength saving throw?
Ooh, never.
This seems
14?
familiar.
You get he basically slams you with this shield, and again, it cracks it right into your face. Your nose breaks slightly, and you are slammed down to the ground. You are knocked prone.
Okay. This is fine. Hannah, you're on your own.
Got beaten up by a dragon.
You see, two of the guards run in from the back door. As what's going on in here?
Can I turn and look at them like a poor innocent child who's just been brutally assaulted by this big scary dragon?
What has happened to the little one?
I'll start.
Start crying.
Yeah. I start making whimpering noises.
They basically start forming up around you. Basically, they don't know where the attack's coming from and what's going on because they didn't.
It was
see
the
any
big
of it.
scary dragon. It was the dragon.
But they basically start building a shield wall around you.
Yes. I need this in my life.
The captain, who was also catching some Z's in the other bed that was in the same room that you were in, Poppet. He's charges into the room. He's like, "What is all this goddamn noise?"
Your other dragon friend's gone a little bit crazy.
He takes one look at this guy, and just you see him just snarl, and a little bit of smoke just pours out the side of his jaw, and then he's just brings his shield up and charges straight at this guy.
Yay, flanking!
Yay!
And basically slams him so hard he slams him over the body of the other guard and pushes him outside. Hana, it is yours.
Ninja dragons.
I will basically follow up as he's being pushed along outside, and I will contribute to this fight the best way I know how, with
A knife.
persuasion. And I'll talk to everyone, and we'll all stand down.
That's my fucking
Charisma.
Oh, sorry, you're right. No, I'll stab him.
You said it wrong. I see. I've already seen that one written down. I'm pretty sure it's charisma.
Ah,
On your character sheet?
Yes.
I thought it was charisma or charisma. Yep. So I'll follow up, and I'll
Charisma.
start stabbing. And I'll assume he is counted as being flanked.
Yep.
Yay! Rolling that big +11 button.
Stab him in the dick.
I didn't roll. Well, I rolled higher than a 5, so I've got 19.
Mm-hmm.
And that hits. So I need 1d8. So that's 9 points of damage with the sword. Then I'll roll my sneak attack. Snack attack. What is my snack attack? I think it's 5d6. 5d6. So 9
So-
plus... Fuck me dead. 12, so 21 points of damage.
21.
And then I'll attack with the other sword.
Mm-hmm.
Silence.
Silence.
I'm assuming at 29 hits.
Yes.
Actually, no. It's weird how math works
Oh
sometimes.
no! And then I basically rolled all my 5d6 combined, so that's 12 points of damage.
That adds up.
Of course it would.
It's weird how math works sometimes.
It is weird.
You done? You're done.
I am done.
You are done.
I'm
Leland.
helping.
Leland. Oh, that's me. I get up out of bed with a start. And I rush out the door and see all this nonsense. So the evil dragon's outside.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can
Our
basically
hero.
you can pretty much hear what's going on. Like you know that someone's got slammed outside. You know Hana's out there because you can hear like the sound of her distinctive weapons sort of singing through the air and
A
finding
beautiful
purchase on
symphony
flesh.
of violence.
It's just got that nice little shing sort of sound. Yeah, that you're quite familiar with at this point.
So as I rush into that main room, can I see who is being stabbed? Do I have a clear shot?
Well, the fight is now outside the buildings, but as you're looking in the room, you can see Poppets on the ground with blood gushing out of his face.
Yeah.
Like
Surrounded by guards.
His nose is basically pressed off to the right at this point.
I can fix that.
You can see one of the guards is just in an ever-increasing pool of blood. His throat is basically open all the way back to his spine.
I think in these situations, I've come to the point where if Hana's stabbing somebody, that's enough for me to like join in. I don't think I need to appraise a situation. I think I can just like, oh, Hana's knife is in that guy. That's who I should be attacking.
You can rely on Hannah's. You can rely on Hannah's judgment.
So
I have never stabbed anyone who didn't deserve it.
if I can shoot him through the door, I'll do that. Otherwise, I guess I'll. Yeah, okay. I sort of picturing like going up to the door, taking in this situation, seeing that, just being like, panically, impulsively, like unloading Roderick at that dragon, the black dragon. Can we call him the? Can we call him the black dragon?
We can do that. Give me a quick perception roll.
Oh, that's not a good one. 12.
You think for a moment, the dragon sort of looks at you and just like locks eyes with you and just like gives you a little grin
Ah!
and a little wink.
Oh, well, in that case, a wink, you say?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him with Roderick with Eldritch Blasts. I'm going to put Eldritch Blast and wipe that smirk off his dragon face.
Yep.
So the first one, well, that's cocked. No. 21.
That is.
It's 11 damage. Second one does better. 13 damage. And then the third shot, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Still better. 13 damage.
That's a
Fucking.
piling up the. You sort of see that like it's looking over at you and it's got that sort of that knowing smile at you, like it recognizes you,
Me?
Leland. That a look of recognition and a look of smile, a look of acknowledgement, and then that sort of is like forced away with the impact of 3 decent damaging Eldritch blasts slamming into its chest and face and arm.
As the third one leaves Roderick, I sort of like duck back around the door frame back into the room I was in before. Because I'm a coward.
At least you're honest about it.
Yeah. Poppet.
Hi.
We're back up to you.
Okay. I feel pretty secure right now.
Snuggle
Sure.
warmly in the embrace of several dragons.
You sort of breathe for a little bit, and then you've realised that you just hear the sound of your own sort of blood, like, bubbling in your nose as you're breathing in and out. You're like, and it's very, very difficult. Like, it's a good old break. And your face stings.
I've taken
your
some
eyes
damage.
You've taken some damage.
Yes. So I might just use the moment to cure wounds myself. Using
Sing
the charges.
yourself a little pep talk song.
I've got charges in the
I
Arcanist
wish
Star.
I was better.
Yeah.
Oh, why does my nose hurt so
Alfred has
much?
some ouchie. So level 3 because I'm using the charges in the star. Oh, 20
Yep.
points. Yay.
20 points of healing.
Yep.
Baller.
Level 3 cure wounds. I like this
Bully.
die. I like this program.
Molly!
I was wondering whether I was going to get a reaction from Russell that one.
Oh, and then I have a bonus action.
You do have a bonus action. Remember, you are currently prone.
Oh yeah, I'll use movement to get up.
Yeah.
Half
you can never
movement?
get up.
Yeah. So I'll just get up so I'm no longer prone. And then I'm just going to call out to let's call out to the captain of the guard.
Yep.
He's currently fighting the person. And I'm just
Yep.
gonna thank them for saving me and I believe in them and have a bardic inspiration
Oh.
as a bonus action.
Just giving him inspiration? The extra
Yeah,
dice?
just a regular bardic
So
inspiration.
D6 currently?
D8.
D8.
They
Oh, boy.
gain a D8, they can add it to something.
Remind me when it comes up to his turn that he has inspiration.
Yes. 'Cause he's my hero. That's all I have.
You see the Dragonborn that's basically causing all hell to break loose, just sort of like lock eyes with the captain and just like, just remember, you did this. You led this unit into rack and ruin.
Nice work.
And
Oh wait, that's
then
bad.
lash it.
But
Yeah,
you
that-
Rack
saved
and ruin
us!
is generally bad, yeah.
You saved us! That's something as well! You've got a D8 to add to your saving throw!
The bad thing is
One
this,
hit.
though.
2 hits.
I'm imagining your bardic inspirations as you singing like Candle in the Wind at them.
Or dust in the wind.
Ooh.
Okay, 6, 12, 18, 21,
Oh, shit.
26,
That's a lot.
30, 34 damage.
I inspired the wrong one.
Delicious.
Only for a moment, and the moment's gone. He basically just like lashes out, like misses on the first one, just like but on the return blow, just like picks the angle the captain has gone to dodge, and just drives the sword up underneath, like gashing just a section, just on the inside of his breastplate, and then pulls back around and tries to go for for a section of leg between sort of the lower leg armor and the armored upper section. Just like puts a nice big gash through the leg muscle on the side there. Basically every other available Dragonborn is piling out the door and joining the fight, and I'm just going to roll a big shit ton of fucking dice.
Dragon fight!
Mortal
Okay.
Kombat!
Haha. You basically just see them like swarm all around. Even the couple that were creating a defensive line around you, Poppet,
Yeah.
have abandoned you and are basically
That's
just like
reasonable.
in a massive brawl, just like striking and stabbing inwards.
They all
And
abandon
just
you
hear,
in the end.
you hear them basically these swords, finding their mark, and just the sounds are just like flesh being made full of holes with swords,
Perforated.
perforated. And eventually the whole melee just sort of backs off a little bit, and you see this sort of bleeding out mess of a corpse like sitting on the ground.
What is it
In between them.
bleeding? Is there any
Well-
black corruption or?
It's Mountain Dew.
Liquid sunshine.
Liquid sunshine.
It's
Happiness
ketchup.
and
It's
rainbows.
ketchup. Puppet, it's ketchup.
Well, it's out in the dark, so how good is your night vision?
Terrible.
What do I see bleeding out, Ryan?
Okay. You can see like blood just like pooling out. This is becoming like this larger and larger puddle around it. But on this, coming off the surface of that, if you didn't know any better, you'd think it's a really fucking wintry night, like you've seen in Gasrek. And you see this when you've seen people die in the dead of winter from violence and steam coming off the blood when it hits the ground. You would, if you didn't know any better, you would think that's what this was. But it is too warm here, and that is not white steam. That is darkness, and here's the thing: it's also getting more and more rather than less and less as more blood pours out.
Y'all might just want to
Spread out.
just give that some room.
And they all sort of like back off a little bit, and the captain is just sort of sitting there and just like he steps forward at the corpse and just like coup de grace it, as like basically pulls his dueling dagger out and basically just runs the blade across the throat of this thing and just spits on him afterwards.
Cool. I'm just keeping an eye on that fog, I guess, best way to put it. Just see where that's going.
Do you want to do anything? Because it is your turn now.
Once he does that, I'm just going to literally kind of grab my back of the arm and just go, like I said, and just kind of try and guide him back, basically.
Yep. Leland?
And like I said, keep an eye on the fog, see what that's doing. Oh, it's collecting
It is getting thicker and thicker. You can see it is actually getting higher off the ground as well. Like it's actually beginning to wisp up, and it's actually at the point now it's like 2-3 feet off the ground, and sort of forming a column.
Can I shoot the column of smoke? Does it seem solid enough to shoot with magic?
Depends what you're trying to do. Eldritch Blast, probably not, because it is not solid enough to find impact. This is still vaporish.
Vaporish, you say? Here's a question. When that fella died, was it possible for me to take a reaction to steal his soul? Hypothetically speaking.
Assuming he had one.
Yeah, like that's sort of what I'm thinking. It's like as he's dying. Sorry, that's supposed to be a reaction when he dies, but that sort of just happened. Is it possible for me to like grab the little cage pendant and see what happens?
You certainly can.
All right, well I do.
Yeah,
I do
fishy,
that.
fishy.
I do that.
And what you see is because it happens from a little bit of a distance as well. Is you have to be up close range for that. For your
60
soul
feet.
cage. You see, well, actually, all three of you see like these little wisps of light coming out of his core, and just like swirling around each other, and then up towards this small little silver bird cage that Leland has attached to a chain that he's pulled out from within his shirt. And you see sort of like these little lines of light sort of wisp their way into this cage until there's just like this ball of light within the cage, and then he just quickly shuts the gate, and there's just this light glow coming from it. not enough to illuminate a room, but enough to know it's there. It's like
Yeah.
looking at a bright star in the distance.
So that was like my reaction when that guy died,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So sorry, I know it's backtracking slightly, but so on my turn, now that I've encaged his soul, I am going to ask the soul a question using one of the
Yes.
soul charges.
Yep. Because you get 3.
I get a lot. I get a lot.
Okay.
6. I get 6. I
6
get
charges.
6 charges, and I use a charge for each of the things. So one of the charges, the first charge of the 6 charges, leaving 5 additional charges for later, is I ask the soul a question and receive a brief telepathic answer, which you can understand regardless of the language used. The soul knows only what it needs in life, but must answer truthfully to the best of its ability. The answer is no more than a sentence or two, and might be cryptic. I'm
The
like,
question is,
what the fuck was all that about? The attacking thing. What the fuck was all that about?
okay, the voice that you hear back in your mind is slightly panicked. It's like, where am I? Why am I? I'm dead.
Look, this isn't get a weird, confused soul like questioning things. This is answer my question. That's not
You
the
can
nature
deal
of
with
this.
death on your own time.
He just answers like,
If you answer, I'll let you out. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I have no idea. I was out, and then I was compelled by something to fight. A voice in the back of my mind just told me I needed to do this.
I mean, I don't really need to draw much into this. Like, compelling voice in minds is
None of us know anything about that.
I could draw a pretty straight line on this. It's like, all right, well, sit tight. We'll get to the bottom of this, and I'll tuck that back under my shirt for the moment.
What?
Okay,
I got a soul.
you did get a soul. Okay, whoever is actually watching, you see this that smoke you see that vapor actually sort of form up into more like a sort of 5.5, 6 foot column, and from that column like outfolds like a couple of arms with like a long sort of dripping or sort of vaporous like sleeves hanging off it, like a hooded cowl, and sort of no visible like face within the cowl, and just within both hands is just like these long knives. And then so you can tell that it's looking at each of you in turn, and then looking at the rest of the guards, rest of the Dragonborn, and just you see the head tilt slightly, and then it sort of like just charges at the group of Dragonborn.
James, this is all
You
your
see,
fault.
you see it sort of like charge into the
Sorry for not
group of
killing you,
Dragonborn,
Goyda.
and then just sort of like disappear into a puff of vapor.
What?
It's gone in one.
How's this impacting me? Because I'm relatively close to those people, and I was particularly towards the captain because I was there. I'm engulfed.
You,
with this sort
you can have a strike at it if you want to try it as it charges past you, because it has definitely gone past your melee range.
Yeah, I'll do that thing. That seems like fun. Roll Lumberfoots. Cool. Anyway, it proceeds.
Good.
What did you roll?
A natural one.
Okay.
That's all I can roll tonight.
Can you please roll an attack roll on the captain?
Finally get some fucking combat, and I can't roll anything higher than a fucking one. Of course. Oh, okay. Thought that was another one. That's 18.
You basically try to like swipe with, was it Lumberfoot's rapier, was it?
Yes.
You try and like quickly like jab at this thing as it goes past, and you sort of push straight through it, and before you even realize that you've missed, you hear it like connect with metal, and the vapor sort of passes past you, and you see that the point of your rapier has collided with the edge of the captain's shield.
My bad.
Puppet,
Works
it
at
is-
this incident.
Hi.
Puppet, it is your turn.
Is it still vaporous? Is it? Can I
You can't see that presence anymore.
shoot? I wanted it to be a vapor.
You just see a group of 4 Dragonborn sort of standing there, all looking quite surprised.
Ticket.
It's all because almost like you want to use like gust of wind or some sort of spell that has sort of wind involved.
Yeah,
in
I
it.
have specifically that spell that disperses vapors and fogs and yeah. Really.
You hate to see it.
Well, we can't. I can't see anything. Let's be honest. Would I rather see invisibility or would I rather see darkness?
Does
Because it was vapor, so. They. Sorry.
Oh, gee.
Because I'm assuming like there's no fires or anything. There's no light.
No, the only light you've got is what's behind you, which is a series of candles within the building, and
In
they're
that
just
case, I
spilling
may
a
as well
little bit
just-
under the.
Use my thing to cast dark vision on myself
Mm-hmm.
for my action, which is 2 key. Yeah.
Yep.
And bonus action, we can just stand there and look pretty.
Oh no.
Oh, God. I'm doomed.
It's all I've got. Because nothing's happened. I can see in the
Okay.
dark now, that's all.
Nice. Is there anything else you can do?
And not right now, there's
No?
nothing to.
Cool.
So I'll choose not to.
So, those of you that can see the group of gladiators, which I think is all 3 of you,
Now.
also the group of Dragonborn, not gladiators.
I have dark vision too.
Um,
Because I'm a half elf.
Oh, that's right.
I have to use a spell because I'm the wrong.
you basically see this group of Dragonborn also like back away and looking across at each of their comrades, and like then almost in unison they all sort of pull their various swords, and it's just like pointing. This is a Mexican standoff looking moment of 4 Dragonborn in a circle, essentially pointing swords at each other. And it's like, is it in you? Is it in you? No. I saw it go in him. Me? Why me? No. I was over there. It definitely hit into him. And he's like, me? No. I was perfectly. Look at me. I'm fine.
You know how we can solve this? Us 3, we can go, and we'll head to the thingo. You guys can resolve this.
Seconded.
Just go back inside, close the door.
I think we should. I think we should just
Nope.
leave. I think we should just leave. These guys clearly got a lot going on that they need to sort out amongst themselves. We're still in initiative order now, right?
Yes, you are. The captain sort of rips his shield clean of Lumberfoot's rapier, and sort of stomps over to the group and is like, "Men, put your swords down." And they all sort of stop and look across at each other nervously and sort of drop just not all the way to the ground, but enough to not be in like aggressive motions. It's like, all of you must fight with honor, not for violence sake, not with mistrust, with knowledge and he's basically going down the line, basically walking up and down the line of the space, and sort of like knocking each of them with his shield as he goes. He's basically watching the reactions, and he walks down to the line across all four of them, just like looking him in the eyes, like knocking into the shield, and then sort of comes back down the line, and he gets. All three of you roll me perception, please.
22.
17.
11.
Hana, you see it first. You see the one that's the second from the left. It's like
Right.
creeping his. Sorry. Creeping his hand to his left-hand side, and as the captain reaches him, he pulls his dueling dagger and just tries to like jolt it towards his gut.
The captain's gut.
Yeah.
Thunk. I'll shoot a whisper.
Which he misses. And it is your turn.
Cool. Yep. I'll fire whisper into his face.
All right.
Do you get advantage for the flanked, or do you just get the stealth? I can't remember.
You don't get an advantage on the roll. You get the sneak attack, I believe.
Okay. Cool.
Advantage is from being a hidden attacker, which...
I think
You
that's
are
what
definitely not.
I was only flank. Yeah. So 29.
What were you worried about? It's not like you missed.
Well, I was wondering because like I rolled a second dice because I thought I had a thing that was a natural 20, so I know they exist. That's what I was wondering. Like, I went like, no, I think I'm misremembering how that works.
Yeah.
So that hits.
That definitely hits.
I will roll 66. That is 28 points of damage,
That's a good hit.
and I will teleport adjacent to him.
You certainly do. Leland, you basically now see Hana front and center in front of the a
Oh!
dragonborn that.
Sorry.
What?
Oh no. I thought I had something written here, obviously something you've added in at some point. I go crits on 18 plus roll when attacking. We're like, oh, that's a crit. But it's when attacking from hidden. When I click on it, it expands like oh.
Ah.
I was so excited there. Almost crit for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, Leland. You can see which one is Hana is attacked because they motioned towards the captain with violence.
Okay. Leland's gonna come out and be like, I'm gonna do one of the classic Leland speeches in the middle of a fight.
Oh no.
Just be like, there's an evil presence that is possessing your guy here, and it just jumped from the other guy. We can't just kill him because it's just gonna jump to somebody else. So maybe, I don't know, just like restrain him or something. Just restrain him or something. And I'm trying to persuade them. To like if we just kill him again, he's just gonna jump to somebody else. So just restrain him, and we'll figure it out.
Kill him. Got it.
And so I want to persuade, like, the dragons. I know I'm not going to persuade Stabby McHarnison over there, but I'm trying to persuade the dragons to just be like, fucking...
Hana, son of Hana. Can you roll your persuasion, please?
Oh. It's a 13. Now I know how Goida feels.
It's fun.
By rolling a bad number. 13.
Okay. Poppet is yours.
Hi. Okay, so we've worked out which one
I'm
is...
sure, sorry, Ross, I'm assuming you were...
Oh, I figured that was like a action sort of. I could have done stuff, but it doesn't matter.
You're good.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I could have used the soul to give me advantage on that, but I would have need to have done that beforehand, and I didn't think of it. And so we're moving on. I tried to talk. And nobody listened.
You did try to talk. No, they listened.
I just think.
Pop it.
Hi.
It's yours.
Okay, sorry, I'm just quickly trying to read a thing. Da, 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 da.
Reading's for
Okay.
nerds.
It's true. Let's be honest, it's true.
No. Sorry.
I would like to walk up to the scary guard. The
Scary
that
guard.
tried to attack the captain,
The scary door.
and I'm gonna touch them,
Oh.
and I'm going to use my mandolin to put protection from evil and good on them.
That's a good spell.
It gives them. Okay, so aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, they have advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. So that's my action.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna give him a good touch. And then I'm just gonna spend a key to take a defensive stance because I'm very squishy. Thank you.
I will point out that the spell calls out that until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures.
Oh, does it? Well, that's a bother.
This is unwilling.
Yes.
Oh,
No, this
wait.
just says the target
Wait.
has advantage.
Wait. There we go. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. Fine.
It's to break possessions.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, you're good. The target is willing. The current possessor is not.
Yeah. Well, I don't care what the possessor wants. And I go into defensive stance because I might be sassy, but I'm also a bit squishy.
I am feeling squishy and sassy. All right. Well, I guess I'll do that saving throw
With advantage.
You see this one sort of like cough and then like double over slightly, and basically just like start vomiting out this bilious fucking.
Oh, I've been
liquid.
there, mate. I've been there.
And this shadowy form starts to sort of like just sort of pour out of him and like form out of the smoke almost directly, rather than the sort of slower action that it was doing before. And this, that same sort of shadowy form like pops out of him, so sort of looking around like. But yeah, daggers drawn, and yeah.
Surprise.
So that's going to be that one's turn.
Yep.
The other three
See this
basically
happen.
go ham on this thing, trying to do what they can.
Ham. Like the food.
Like the food.
Just clarifying because you didn't laugh or anything.
I'm counting out all my dice.
If only you had
So
some kind
one of those
program.
moments when I run out of enough d20s.
Just do the automatic D20 thing and want us to roll for you?
They all crit.
Bam, 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 bam,
It's
bam,
crazy
bam.
how that happens, right? Random dice. Random number generators.
Alright, that is.
It's just as likely as any other specific combination of rolls.
Exactly.
Oh, you guys.
That's just probability right there.
Yeah.
Can you guys do some math for me?
No.
19?
Yes.
17.
Yep.
So let's do. And 22.
Yep, that's 58.
58 plus another 24.
Is 82.
82.
82.
And then halving that is 41.
Halving.
That is 3 trained military Dragonborn going full force on this thing here and did 41 damage.
Yep, they'll fuck your shit up.
True.
True.
True that. Thank goodness they can only possess one of them at a time.
Okay. The captain also lays in there as well. He draws shield. Draws a flail off this side of his thing and just starts hammering down on this thing. And 9. Another 17. Alright. Basically, I was watching this sort of, this thing was basically not just take anywhere near the damage they're expecting it to take.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah, it is yours. This thing is basically pretty much right next to you, and you've just basically seen a bunch of Dragonborn be pretty like they did a lot of damage, but for what they're normally used to, they didn't do very much damage.
I will contribute some way. I'll slash at it with a lumberfoot. 17.
That hits.
Yay! I'm contributing. So that's 11 plus 16. So 27 all up.
Cool.
And then I will use cunning action to disengage. Just take a few steps back.
And GTFO.
Confirmed.
Leland.
I have just I have a query just before I
Yes.
commit to a thing. Could I potentially, as a bonus action, just figure out quickly if this thing does this make sense?
Ross, we can't hear you.
Oh, I get the thing.
There we go.
There you go.
That's the ticket.
There's an inline mute button on this, and
You pressed it.
I pressed it. Alright. Does it make sense for me to do an Arcana check just quickly as a bonus action to figure out if the smoke monster is an undead creature? That's something that would make sense to do.
Look, you have to do it. That won't even count as like a bonus action or anything. Like just have a look at this damn thing.
Does it look undead?
Yeah. It looks, it looks eerie and not like skeletal, but it looks. It doesn't look demonic. But it doesn't look alive.
I rolled a 1.
The Arcana
Yeah.
check.
Doesn't look demonic, but it doesn't look alive.
It could be undead.
Could be.
Potentially.
I mean, I rolled a 1. Do you want to tell me to think something completely stupid? Because I'll do it. I'll do it, Ryan.
Could be undead. It's a smoke monster. Dead smoke.
Yeah, I'll commit to the bit. I have a spell that has no effect on undead or constructs.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast that at the smoke monster.
That's what you get for a 1, I guess.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do that. So I use a spell, and it makes a Constitution 19 saving throw.
And look at that, it's a...
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I make a big deal. I'm like, everybody stand back, I got this! And I go to cast a big blighty spell on it, and it fizzes and doesn't do anything.
Alright, it gets to do a thing now.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not good at all.
Oh, I don't like that. We should go.
We should go.
We
Why are
should
still
go.
here? I'm scared.
These people are good to us. We stay.
Leland,
Nah.
you see it,
Nah, though.
it move its faceless head in your direction.
My direction.
And you... Yes, your direction.
Nah, man, nah.
And then you sort of see it sort of... Not shimmer, but sort of... shimmer?
Not
Shimmy?
shimmer, but shimmer.
Not shiver, but... Okay, so,
Shimmy.
sort of like... Yeah, it's sort of like... Shudder, I guess, would be the better term. It's like it vibrates for a moment and then disappears.
It's over. We won.
That's fine, it's gone.
We beat spookiness.
We beat...
Leland, can you roll me a wisdom save, please?
Nah.
Oh no.
Nah. Nah, man, nah.
Here we go again.
A wisdom save, you say.
Yes, please.
24.
Nice.
24.
I rolled a
You feel-
19.
You feel like it's something trying to sort of like jump into you and occupy you, and it's
Not today, Satan!
Ah,
Not again. Not this time.
that sort of you manage to shake that off, but then you sort of feel your feet are sort of like almost like locked in like a mire bog,
Oh.
and you try and lift your right foot, but it
Wiggle your
is
big toe.
it feels like it is has like a full like lead boot sort of on it. You look down and the long shadow formed by the light coming from the house, has your shadow sort of like projected outwards, a long way along the side of the vines. There is a second shadow, just a little bit off, attached at your feet, but then going off, and then it's looking up at you, and you can just sort of, again, you can't see a face in it, but you know it's looking at you.
Oh, I've seen this episode of Doctor Who.
And then you sort of like, you see that, and just like, you feel like a detachment at your feet, like all of a sudden like your feet are released from whatever that was trapping them, and you take a quick like step backwards, and this shadow is still just sort of sitting there, leering at you.
Fucking,
Pop it.
fucking shadows, man.
Oh, but it is yours.
Oh, okay. So, is it a shadow right now, or is it a vapor, or is it...
Roll perception.
Damn it.
See if you even know where the fuck it is.
15.
Why the fuck it is?
Who the fuck it is? Oh, wait, we know that.
With the 15, you sort of see like Leland take like 2 quick steps backwards, like he's like stumbling backwards slightly, and you see a shadow in the ground that is not his and doesn't have a source.
Okay. And so it's like 2D, it's not.
It's 2D.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I can blow that away.
It's a trick of the light.
I can't just stand in the vaporous form so I can cast my spell at it.
Ryan's too tricky for you.
Just let me do my one thing that I know how to do. Oh, heavens to Betsy. If I can cast a shadow. Well, I mean, the warding wind stays up for a while anyway. So it'll stop it going into vapor mode. So I think I just want to put up a warding wind around us. Everyone's deaf now, we can't hear anyone!
So yeah, you guys are just basically all of a sudden this wind. You hear this sort of rustling through the vines, and then it starts picking up and starts whipping like some of that ashy dust around in the air, and basically you have this tempest of wind all the way around you, whipping around to the point where you just hear the whistling in your ears, and basically nothing else.
And as my bonus action, I'd like to take on my Mantle of Inspiration. So I'm going to give 8 temporary HP to Leland, Hannah, and the Captain of the Guard.
Is that everyone that can hear you?
Can see you and can see... you can see and can see you. It's a visual thing.
Oh, okay. It's a visual thing.
Yeah, I take on a glamour.
Okay.
That
I was
would
about to say.
How many hit points?
It's like,
You get 8 hit points.
temporary hit points.
8 temporary hit
Yes.
points, and you can both move up to 60 feet. Now, you are in rough terrain, but you can move... I think it's a full advance, not 60 feet just right. Yeah. You can use your reaction to move up to your speed, if you wish, without provoking opportunity attacks. And so can the Captain of the Guard.
she certainly does.
But this is rough terrain now. That's all I got.
He is basically moving up to. He's moving around looking for where this thing went. But it's not his turn to actually do that stuff.
I'm helping and hindering.
The perfect combo.
Go fish.
Okay. The one of the Dragonborn guards, one of the ones to the right of the one that actually attacked the guard, takes his sword and runs it into the rib cage of the one that attacked the guard, attacked the captain.
Stupid
And just basically
fucking dragons.
And basically, like you hear like the
No hearing, we're
sickening
deaf.
bit. Good point. You can tell the point where the blade has severed the spinal column,
Okay.
Oof.
because it's all of a sudden like he turns at a slightly odd angle and like gets a sort of shocked look, which then turns to like a dazed look, and he collapses. And this one just like pulls his sword clean. It's like, I got him. I killed the traitor.
Yeah, good work.
What did he say? We can't hear him.
And the rest of them was just like got their sword up. It's like, yeah.
Okay, they're not that bright.
We've established that.
Okay.
The captain is looking around because he fails bad. Hannah, it's yours.
Do I see the shadow where it went?
Roll perception.
Oh, but I don't want to. That's where rolling is where everything goes bad.
I'll just tell me you did everything awesome then.
Just run away.
Everything awesome.
Just run away. You don't have to roll for that. You just run away.
That's true. I run away. No. Once again, my dice rolling for tonight is fucking on point, boys. 13.
I miss your real dice.
So do I. At the moment. I'm fairly certain they've been rolling like garbage as well. It's one of those nights.
You are looking around. You don't see any sign of that vapor creature, and the one that the guard that was the last one that it was inhabiting has now been run through. The rest of them all seem to be cheering, apart from the captain, who is looking around. Basically, it's like looking around.
Oh,
That's what you say.
myself to be, I guess, close to Leland and Hobbit and stuff. Just kind of group up a bit more.
Yep.
And
Leland,
signal like
it's yours.
Grace is walking there to like see Leland's going. Should we just? Should we go?"
Leland's going to have a very clever idea, which I feel is clever and an
So I
idea.
roll the con save now or later?
Later.
Oh, good, because I rolled a 1.
I can still see the thing, the shadow on the ground in front of me. I'm going to lean over and reach out my hand and go to touch the shadow on the ground in front of me. And just as I'm about to make contact with the ground, I'm going to cast...
Pull back and say sight.
I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp on the shadow on the ground.
Okay. Shocking grass.
It's electric.
It's electric.
electrifying.
I figure that's one that's actually going to go into the ground, and I thought, I don't know, better than just like poking stuff at us at the ground.
Okay. Roll to hit. Or is this it is a hit, or is it a...
It's a to hit, yeah. It's a melee attack, melee spell attack.
Roll that.
I rolled a 20,
Natural?
natural 20.
Okay. Cool. Roll your damage.
So it's 3d8 lightning damage twice. It's just a cantrip, but you know. Oh boy.
3d8 cantrip? Oh yeah, you've been leveling up.
Yeah.
So the first is it's 20 and 33 damage.
33 damage.
Lightning comes out of my hand and grounds itself into the shadow on the ground in front of me.
Zap. Zap.
Okay, so what you see here is Leland basically sort of reach out to touch this area of the ground. And as you both are sort of watching him, you see what he's going for, which is a shadow which is not his. And is not connected to anyone. And that is sort of sitting, so basically laid out on the ground, eerily sort of moving, sort of ever so slightly, like sort of, it's not, yeah, it's just like, just dodging a little bit, just like, but as Leland's hand approaches the ground, it starts to sort of crackle with this electric energy all across. You see little sparks of like static between his fingers, and as he sort of slams his hand down on the ground, you see like his whole hand engulfed with this basically like Raiden level fucking electricity, to the point where the whole, for about 10 to 20 meters around this area, are just lit up like it's the middle of a fireworks show.
You know what doesn't like a fireworks show? Shadows.
At every shadow in the area is all of a sudden just like pushed away. So all of a sudden, you know, where all your shadows were currently doing a long shadow away from the building, they're now every direction directly away from this central attack. All the shadows bar one.
Yeah.
Which is stuck in the ground and being blasted apart with light energy. And you can, even though it is silent, you know it is screaming as it is ripped and torn asunder by the light and the energy of this spell.
Nice.
Poppet and Leland.
Hi.
Hi.
You both have had this presence within you before. One of you for much longer than the other. As it is destroyed, you both feel just like a weight, like an almost physical weight lifting from your shoulders.
Taking a really big poop.
The relief.
One of the best. One of the first times you bought yourself a squatty potty and you had the best time ever. It's
Just
sorry,
fully
decided to lean on-
cleansed. Just fully
lean in on
cleansed.
your metaphor.
You just feel absolute release.
No, Leland, you feel like a level of recuperation that you haven't experienced in years.
Yeah.
Like you've had the best sleep and the full treatment at one of the upmarket spas.
Yeah.
Soaked your bones in hot springs. That sort of level relaxation, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You've even had like those little fish eat the dead skin off your feet for an hour.
I've had that. I've done that in real life before. It sucks. hey Ryan, that thing sucks.
Well, that's how you feel right now.
I always thought that actually looked kind of cool. But
I
guess,
thought it looked kind of cool, and I was with a group of people, and I was like, hey, we should do this. And they're like, yeah, let's do this. And then I got into the thing and put my feet into the bowl of piranhas, and they were all like, haha, no! And then I had fish eating me for about 20 minutes.
And you're like, I'm hating every bit of this.
I want an adult.
What's for lunch? Fish and chips. No thanks. I'm good.
They're little fish. It's a little fish. Anyway, this is beside the point.
Yeah. So yeah, and Poppet, you also feel like a sort of a weight off your shoulders as well. It is not to the same degree that Leland is experiencing. But yeah, you feel like something that was still sort of stuck with you, even though you'd purged that essence from yourself.
Yes.
You still feel like something was still, like some hooks in you. You feel that those hooks are now released.
Yay!
Hana,
You feel nothing.
you got none of this. You are just happy with a job well done. You got to stab some things. You missed some things. It's pretty much a standard day.
Oh, we had a laugh.
You failed a lot of rolls.
I failed a lot of rolls.
It's gonna be hard to make this a happy story for you, but here we are. After about a minute, after everyone's sort of vision resets because you've basically flashbanged everyone, they sort of start peering around. As like, I mean, how long does the wind spell last for?
10
by the way,
minutes.
Or are you keeping it going?
No, I'll drop it.
They sort of, now that they can hear and see again, they're assessing the situation. They're looking at a couple of corpses of former comrades. The captain's been a bit beaten up. Yep. Looking at Poppet with blood still dripping out of one nostril, even though you healed up. I don't think that was enough, was it? No.
She'll be right.
Like,
And
let's do the...
Yep.
oh,
Look the captain dead in the eyes and go,
and there's the captain's sort of looking at it's like, is that something you brought here, or is that something we just haven't seen before?
I'm not sure.
Leland's pulling Poppet aside by the shoulder. We've never seen that thing before in our lives.
Roll deception.
19. I look him dead in the eye, like not a waver in my voice, saying, "We've never seen that thing before in our lives."
Is sort of looking at you and sort of nods slightly. As like,
Can I heal you? Do you need healing?
do you?
Oh, I already healed myself.
Oh, this is but a scratch. I think you need to look at some. Like I've got a couple of wounds in the side, but I've got nothing.
Oh, that's
going
fine.
on around
I'm
my
just going
face
to
and head
cast
and
Cure
everything.
Wounds on him. Through the mandolin.
Okay.
So that's just another level 3 because it's through the mandolin this time. 3d8 plus 3, you get 23 points back.
Nice. That's a good little mandolin. It's like, oh, if actually you see some of the blood that's been running out the sides, like, stop sort of flowing at the same rate, and he sort of stands up a little bit more straight. So, whatever that was must be from the underworld prisons, and if it's not from your lands, then
Underworld prison.
things
Oh wait, the Cerberus thing. Yeah. I follow.
we need to get back to the outpost, but I don't think you should come with us. This is clearly getting more and more dangerous, and I can't take civilians with us. I would suggest you use your magics and you get back to where you came from.
We can try. We can certainly try.
Oh, not
But
again.
this place is dangerous.
Doom. I mean,
And I couldn't have your souls on my conscience.
Thank you.
where we come
So-
from is pretty dangerous.
So, Mars be with you.
Heimdall watch over us all.
I have no idea who that is.
I'll sort of turn my back away. I'll turn with my back towards the other dragons, and I'll pull the soul cage out from my shirt, and I'll be like, "All right, a promise is a promise," and I'll open the cage and let the soul go free.
The soul sort of like pours out of the cage, and for the briefest moment, like the upper bust of their comrade forms in it, which then sort of like nods in respect to them, and then dissipates up into the clouds.
I didn't eat any of it.
You're growing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know why you're thanking for it.
For not eating it.
Yeah, cool. No, anytime.
We didn't even realize that was an option.
Well, I mean, let's just move on then. It's no harm, no foul.
At this point here, you can see the first peaks of light from peeking over the eastern horizon
Oh,
as the
good.
sun is
My
just
favourite part of the day.
Day.
Sunrise. That means the best part's yet to come.
and you the glowing paint orb.
Ah, that old chestnut.
Sorry, I'm just looking at. I've got my character sheet up here, and my eyes just like fell down on the languages section. I'm like, oh man, I speak Draconic. Crazy. Anyway,
It's good we all chose such relevant languages.
I love it.
They are now sort of like gathering up their kit that was inside, and they another couple of them are basically breaking down some of the older vines, the grapevines, anything that's old and dead, and starting to stack them up into a pyre. Yeah,
Burn is
and
old.
they're stacking the pyre up inside the house. And they're dragging in their two fallen comrades and stacking them on, placing a pair of coins on each of their eyes. And then walking out, and one of them steps, so they sort of line up, shoulder to shoulder, then one steps forward and opens their mouth wide and just disgorges a flame breath into the building.
I was going to ask if they need some flint, but
I think they got this
I got
covered.
it covered.
that's baller.
The flame sort of hits inside the building, and then a couple of the windows burst outwards in little fireballs, and you see like a burst of flame puff out the back side, the rear door of the house, and within a minute, the entire roof is ablaze and starting to crumble in upon itself. And they are all sort of sitting there, and after watching for a moment, they start like clacking their swords against their shields, and start chanting just like, "In the glory of Mars, in the service of Mars, in his name we fight, in his honor we die. Mars."
Mars, 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 Mars.
Mars.
And once they're sort of satisfied that the entire house has basically incinerated the bodies, they throw their various travel packs on their back and move off in a column, leaving you to watch the final parts of the building sort of collapse in on itself.
Mm-hmm. Back to Gessert?
Unless anyone's going to have the bright ideas.
I mean, this doesn't seem like a great place to just, from what they're saying, maybe those dragons are idiots. Maybe this would be a good place to just settle down and lie low for a little while, you know, sort of ride out the apocalypse, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Well, we can
Open
always
a
try.
little store.
Oh, yeah, you could sell coffins. Make a
Yeah.
mint.
Yeah.
We can also go to
Okay.
Londinium and find out what's happening in the other areas.
Let's do a world tour. Let's do more travelling.
James,
Hi.
as you say, finding out what's going in the other areas, can Leland and Hannah give me a wisdom check, please?
Oh no.
Wisdom check.
Yes, please.
20.
So fun, I don't know anymore if I'm attacking you or not. It's cool. It's
I got
exciting.
I got a critical 20.
Nice.
With my
Okay,
plus 1,
so-
that's a 21.
I rolled
So,
an 18 plus
Hannah?
2.
Hannah, as Popper's basically saying, like, going to other places and seeing how they're going, you flash back to when you were at the college, and you could hear the whispers of unseen parties in the area, and there was a mention of research the prison.
What, research the prison, sorry?
That was something that one of them had said to you. Leland,
Hi.
you are drawn to a book that is in your bag.
Oh, yeah. Hold on a sec. I just remembered something. And, like, Leland sits, like, cross-legged on the ground where he is and pulls out that book that he got in the library. The Architecture of the Divine... Right?
Yep.
Divine Architecture.
That's the one.
Yep.
Architecture of the Divine.
I see him pull that and go, is there some kind of prison in that book?
Didn't the captain of the guard say there was a prison, the underworld prison near here where everything escaped?
Ah.
I start flicking through that book and sort of...
Going through the chapters, the first section is about
To forward, I want to give this thank you my wife. She's been my rock.
it's like every recipe you find on the web now, where they write from 3/4 of the page about how they went for a trip to Rome one time.
September
and they
the
loved
11th.
pasta
Anyway,
there.
here's my favourite mashed potatoes.
And
Gross.
September 11th is now he's making soup towers.
Ryan.
What?
You sicken.
I love it.
A little bit of
I didn't mean
sensitivity.
2001. I was there in '98. It was still eerie. No, you start flicking through. The first chapter is basically mortal constructions to the divine. So it's a series of like churches, shrines, so forth, and you're flicking through and you're seeing designs from that you're familiar with in the Norse style, which is usually very functional, less glamorous, but it's a lot of the interwoven runic symbols. Then you start seeing some things from other cultures that you've not seen before. You see things that are labelled as cairn stones, which some of the druidic circles do, which is a series of upright stones, usually set around some sort of natural phenomenon, which they find particularly servicing to their religion. You see temples to various gods from religions you are only sort of vaguely aware of. You recognize a symbol that you literally just saw on some Dragonborn shields that they just walked away, which is a circle with an arrow coming off one quarter off it, and underneath that is just like it mentions that is a symbol of Mars within the Roman pantheon. And you're going in further other chapters. It starts talking about the architecture of the divine. This is buildings that have been made by the gods or areas where they reside, and you start flicking through areas where like Mount Olympus, which is where the Greek gods reside. Why am I blanking on the one for
Valhalla?
Norse?
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
It's irrelevant to this story. It's fine.
Asgard.
It's got no relevance to our campaign.
Asgard is the one. Asgard is the one I was looking for.
You'd know about that if you watched Thor Ragnarok.
Sure. I've watched
Is that a new one?
Hi,
Bye,
Ryan.
new Doug. You're flicking through, and then eventually you hit a section on prisons,
Prisms.
and you go through and you see this. The first page is talking about Tartarus, which is a underworld prison that was devoted to housing the original creators of the world within the Roman and Greek pantheons. They are creatures called Titans, and these were guarded. This prison was guarded over by a 3-headed fire-based dog named Cerberus.
I never heard of that before. Oh wait,
And
where have I heard of that before?
The pictures are quite impressive. This dog is breathing fire, and it's got
who's a good boy?
ruffs of hair, which are actually just like licks of fire running down its back.
Who's three good boys?
You see a section called Hell in the Norse, which is Hel, which is essentially like the underworld for damned souls. You also see one that is kind of grabs your attention straight off the cuff, and it is one called The Spire. And this grabs your attention because it's not devoted to any one religion.
Interesting.
It is kind of... Think about the maxi prison for all the biggest and nastiest. Essentially, this is... You know how some people think that if they end up in heaven, they get their own little slice of heaven, which is devoted to everything. This is kind of the direct opposite. This is kind of the opposite. This is
Everyone's own personal hell.
Everyone's own personal prison. You have there are ones of a character called Prometheus, where he is chained to a rock and his liver is pecked out daily by ravens.
Nice.
You have a character you're very, very familiar with, who is tied to a rock with his own intestines and drip poison into his mouth.
That's familiar.
He is a laughing god by the name of Loki.
Hey, I've seen that guy.
Oh yeah.
This is also home to the progenitors of most of the nasty creatures of the world. Most of the things of, like, all the great nasties of the world, their ancestor is imprisoned in this prison.
Sounds great. Let's go there for a holiday.
And this is a sort of joint-run prison. It is run by all the various pantheons.
This is why you shouldn't privatise prisons.
I think Hana was the one that saw. When you guys were flying, no, actually, we'll worry about that one later.
Okay.
Because it's getting late at this point.
Yeah.
I think we'll deal with the rest of the research on this and recollections of things in the next section.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks for listening to Heimdall's Watch. You can email the crew at isolatedcitygaming@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Isolated City Gaming. We're also available across multiple platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. Search for Isolated City Gaming or Heimdall's Watch, and then hit that subscribe button. See you out there, folks.